Hey, welcome back to Giving Chances Farm. Today's another calf walking day. 3 out of the 4 decided to come in. Navajo, he wanted to stay out there and keep the other baby, which is Chocolate's baby. The one that we named, I think it's pronounced Malia. So Tay's gonna be walking Rosie. Michaela's attempting to walk Lucky Charm. Go, Lucky.
Look. Lucky, come on. Thank you. Here, switch. Here. Please, one switch. Here. Let's switch here. Oh,
Come on, Lucky. Walk.
no, I got it. Wait.
Walk. Walk.
No. Walk. Oh, wait. Working.
Walk.
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 Oh, you guys switch. Give me Lucky on the back gate. Alright, so we've done quite a few videos of the girls and us walking the cows. those of you that haven't seen our easy stay bars before, these is a set of the easy stay bars. And as you can see, basically, this is the design so that they can hook over a gate, corral panel, and then if they push against it, this piece here hits and it won't allow them to step sideways on you. So you can get it over there to them. Pretty handy. They don't take up as much room in the trailer, depending on what the setup is at the show. I like taking these with us if I can use them. So basically, for those of you that are kind of newer to cattle, or even if you're not, maybe this might be a refresher or might be something new, I don't know. But the hair's life cycle on a cow, from what we've been told, it's about 121 days really is what you're looking at from show day to start working, and that's going to be the hair that you're going to be working for show. So the way we were always taught is to start out with your shedding comb and basically just keep going on them until you don't get any more hair coming off of them, and then we'll switch over to different combs after that. If Brittany will step around on this side for a minute with the camera, I will kind of show you the way that I learned to groom the cows, because like I said, everybody kind of has their own way about doing it. We watched a lot of Kirk Steerwalt videos, and then we also did the Sullivan Show Supply Stock Show U. All four of us actually went through that program when the kids were younger. So the way I was taught to do it, because you kind of want to work a cow's hair forward and a little bit up. So anytime you're washing, brushing, any of that, you kind of want to work it that way. With the shedding comb side of it, the way I was taught initially was to start kind of at the tail, and your first passes will be kind of down at a 45, and then the next time you go through it, you'll start at the tail and work straight across towards their head, and then the last pass that you make is kind of not quite a 45, but you're coming from down to up, and that's your final combing stroke. So especially with the shedding comb, because going the different directions will get more of it. So basically we just get in here and start, and you'll see down closer to their legs, you can see it. And the way this comb works, it's kind of like curled like your fingers. So if you just take your hand and roll it right over the top, that hair comes out of there. So basically I just keep working on him, and every day that he comes in, we do this, and it lets me get just a little bit more each time.
You can tell he likes it because he's licking his chops.
Licking his chops. And the other thing that these easy stay bars help with, which actually with him, I can use a tie ring in the stall, and he'll stand there for me. He does really well. He likes being groomed. And then if you have seen some of our other videos in the past where I'm out in the pasture, I keep this, especially this time of year. If I go for a walk out there, I usually try to take this and put it in my pocket. Because my buddy Magic likes to come up and visit me, and he really likes to be groomed. So if I don't have this comb with me, I usually end up with a nice dusty hand, because he likes to take a lot of dust baths out there. So basically we'll go through, and they're shedding a lot this time of year because it's kind of weird weather around here right now in Indiana. It's what, 2 days ago it was 70 degrees. This morning it was 22 when we started out, and I think it made like 50s today. And now the sun's starting to go down and the temperature's dropping quick again. So basically we come in here, we go this direction now, get some more of it off. And then like I said, our final stroke would be up. That way we're working that hair upward. We always want to end in the method that we're wanting to work it. So, and you'll work that hair up. So basically, when it comes time for us to rinse, I'll show you that too. I always try to use the water and spray in that kind of forward and upward method. When we're using the blower to blow the dirt off of them before we go wash them, you do the same thing. You kind of start at their hind end and work your way towards their head all the time. Plus the other reason for that is that blower is nice and noisy. So you want to start back here blowing on them and work your way towards their head. Some guys will tell you that, you know, black cows don't like their heads touched and their ears touched. And really what that usually comes from, in my opinion at least, is they usually associate black cows with beef cows, and just being the kind that run in the pasture all the time and don't ever really get very much handling. So they think of your black cows as a little bit more high strung and those kind of things. And it's all, I mean, to me, that part of it's not any different than somebody saying all Rottweilers or all German Shepherds or Pit Bulls or whatever are bad. And it's like, well, some of that is just how they're raised. So, I mean, they can all be a little bit stubborn, I'm sure, but as long as you treat them with respect, for the most part, they'll respect you. So, basically just do the one side and then you come around to the other side and do the same thing. I always try to teach the girls when we're still trying to work with them and teach them, I always like to have one hand on them just to kind of let them know I'm here. And then we start with the brushing strokes. And then there's not much confusion about what's going on for the cow. They understand if I'm touching them that it's me doing this, okay? So we just continue. We do the little bit down at an angle first. I just keep going through. I'm doing it a little bit quick on this video just to kind of show you the method of it, not exactly how I would be doing it. Because I don't just go one time in each spot in that direction and then move to the next, but just trying to kind of show you a little bit about how different it can look in just a short amount of time, really. But so as you can see, we're still getting hair off, and then we would end up going kind of upward with it. So then just for this video, I'll go grab a couple more of our combs that we use and show you. All right, as you can tell, they like their grooming. So, I mean, right now, Michaela's actually standing in the middle of the two, holding both lead ropes. Brittany's able to use the shedding comb on Frosty here. And then Taylor's right there using the shedding comb on Rosie. So, like I said, we use the easy stay bars, but we're trying to do our best with this group to work more on standing still while we're holding the lead rope, because the last in-person show that we went to, we had a little bit of trouble with that. Once they got to the show, they acted this way here at the farm, but when we got them home, that wasn't the case. Or when we got them to the show, it meant that wasn't the case. So I'll bring you back over here to Lucky. I'll kind of go over a few more of the comb selections that we have available to us. So basically this one here, and they come in wood handles or the metal handles. We have this one here is what they call your show comb, basically. So all the teeth are the same length. So the girls would carry that on their side. That way when they're out in the ring, if they need to, if the judge rubs on the animal or anything like that, they can fix it if they need to. This style here is called a fluffer comb. So the teeth are different sizes. And it kind of fluffs the hair up a little bit. Then we have the Smart Sensation brush. And then we have the wide brush here too. So we'll start using the wide one first. Same thing though. Every time I use a different brush, I start and do the same method. So we'll brush in. And he's definitely in his working clothes today. He's been out there laying in the mud, so. But basically, you just kind of brush everything in that same direction. And we'll start back here and kind of pull it forward. That way we work anything out of that hair that might have been hanging it up. Hey. Stand up there. Stand up. Thank you. Alright. So, get it that way, and then we would come up with it. And you can tell a big difference in the way it's laying just by the direction that you go. There you go. As you can tell, he looks a lot different. Yes, he needs trimmed because he's got some
He needs
longer
his
hair.
winter coat taken off of him.
But then we would come across and do the same thing to the other side. So we would start by going down. And basically all you're doing is trying to train the hair to go the way you want it to go. And make sure everything's laying the same way. And it just makes it look a lot better. And honestly, it doesn't take much to change the look of an animal just by a little bit of grooming. So we don't get too carried away here with the fitting side of it. I do clip their hair, but and then this one here would be the fluffer. I'll kind of show you what it will kind of do.
Any of those?
And on this fluffer, we actually have the mini version also, so it's about this big, and we use it on the goats. So they kind of like that too.
Or that's the comb that the girls have out in the show arena.
Sometimes, just because it's a lot smaller. So basically this one here, it just kind of gets the hair to stand a little bit different. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but with the light or not in the camera view, but you can kind of tell how it just kind of lifts the hair and does what the name of it is. It kind of fluffs it a little bit. I kind of like using the fluffer, especially when I'm trying to clip, because it just raises that hair just enough that I can see it to clip it. So, and I'm by no means, I wouldn't even say I'm a novice at clipping. I'm getting better each time I do it, but it is definitely an art form to it, and it takes a real steady hand and a lot of trust for the cow. because when you're all right, so we got that side done. We'll move over to the other side. I say we just kind of start. Kind of work it forward a little bit. I can definitely tell I haven't got this side as good with the shedding comb, because you can tell when it's longer, you'll kind of feel some snags. The rest of them out there, talking to him's not helping either. But you can definitely tell on this side, like, well, every time I say that, he moves his hair. But right in here, how it's kind of standing up from this fluffer pulling it out. I don't know if you can kind of get that in the view I'm looking at. I can see it. I don't know if it shows up in the camera or not, but you can definitely tell a difference from him. And then when it comes to clipping, I normally go off of the when you buy Weaver products, like the rope halters, there's a tag on the rope halter, and you send it and a copy of your receipt in and get a free poster, and that kind of shows you the clipping of the cow, and it tells you what sections of the cow to do
And when to do
and
'em.
what like order to do them in. And then I also bought the Kirk Steerwalt clipping DVD, and I'll usually start watching that DVD a couple of days prior to clipping now. That way I can kind of use it as a refresher. And then sometimes I even will bring it to the barn in my laptop just because I'm not used to it yet. And I'll play each step, do that step, and then move on to the next step as I'm watching it. So, but I mean, basically that's kind of your daily hair routine as far as just trying to keep brushing them. The other thing that we do use from time to time is a rice root brush. So it's a stiff bristled brush, and you kind of dunk it in water, and then you can you basically just brush and brush and brush and brush, and when your arm gets tired, keep brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing on them, and that just helps that hair. And then, you know, when it comes to washing the cow, our theory is no more than one time per week. Do we prefer to use shampoo on it? You can rinse every day and even a couple times a day with cool water. That helps stimulate the hair growth. But we don't use soap on them any more than once a week if we don't have to. So
No, if we would go in,
if we were going
Fit it.
full on fitting and do multiple shows that needed them fit in a weekend, we would. But a lot like Louisville, the one day is a blow and go show, and the next day you can fit. So you're even there, you're only fitting one time. So you really only have to use the shampoo and other things to get that stuff out if you do it. But thanks for spending time with us. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, leave those down below, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.